let's get started. It's 10 o'clock. I do have an hour and a half because at the end I like to review someone's online presence. So think about that. Who's going to be brave enough to jump in and let me review your stuff, because your clients are going to find it. And I'm going to do it a little bit different today. I'm going to do some stuff live. And again, it's kind of interesting when we do live stuff because, you know, I don't know how it's going to turn out because it's live. My mom might FaceTime me while I'm showing you my iPhone and an app on there. So we'll see how it goes. So let's just make sure that you guys, that if you have any questions, you know how I hate just chatting at you. I love for you guys to interact. So please, please, please just type in the chat any questions. And actually, why don't we start off? And I know some of you guys put it in your in the registration, but what's your favorite app? What's the app that you could not live without? I would love to know in the chat, okay? Because I'm always looking for good apps as well. I'm going to cover the apps that we use daily and some, I think, some super cool ones, okay? Okay, you guys, no one has any favorite apps? No? The one that works. Yeah. That's what I always say about CRMs, right? The one that works for you and integrates properly. Yeah. Oh, Linnea, yeah, that's it. She's talking about really trusted. It is good, but it is not for everybody. And we have people all across North America here. I believe that correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Really Trusted is just British Columbia. Not positive about that because I haven't looked at it in a while, or Canada. I don't think it works in the US. I might be wrong. Let me know if you know the answer. But again, yeah, I love you guys to chat and we'll talk through the chat. Okay. If we will be putting the link to our Facebook group, we always put the replays there. But Ray, is that you? Is there a reason I can't hear the audio? You can't hear me, Amanda? Is everybody else okay? You can hear me, I think.
Yep, all good.
Yep, I think maybe Amanda here. Ray, can you chat back to her that she probably has her audio muted or something? Okay. If you go to, it's working, good. Okay, so you can go to streamlinedagents.com. That'll connect you to our Facebook business page. If you want to book a chat with me, we'll talk about that a little bit later. So feel free to go there. Really quickly, about why we do these sessions for you guys is that I know that technology is confusing and we offer these trainings. We were doing it once a month, but we were switching it out. Right now we're going to do it once a quarter. But talk about, you know, how to fix messed up systems so that you can save time. And this one will be all about time savings for you. And sometimes also hundreds of thousands of dollars in missed deals because your systems aren't set up. This webinar really is a fun one. It's just about apps. If you don't know who I am, that I'm transitioning to my natural color. You can't see that. So I got to get new pictures, but it's another 6 months before it's all done. So that's me with my hair darker. I created the world's only technology program for agents. I've worked with thousands of agents across North America. Some of you guys are here today. And I've worked with lots of the top producing agents. And really how I focus just on agents now is that my husband is an agent. He started in 2007. And I started looking at how he was running his business about a year into it. And I was like, oh my gosh, why are you using your name in your domain? And we've since switched. Why are you using a Yahoo email? Why are you coming back to the home or office to get a file when it's accessible on your phone? Yeah, back then too, it was. It's not as big of a deal to this, well, in 2022, but this stuff has been available for a long time. So I've been doing this for a long time now and have helped a lot of agents. And what I love doing, you probably hate. Okay. So this is my husband. If you don't know him, that's the guy who started this all off because I was fixing his systems. And then he kept telling agents to go talk to Darci. And here we are today. Okay. So if you know Terry, you know he's an awesome guy. And Ray has also put in some links in the chat. And yeah, the Really Trusted app is for BC agents. So British Columbia agents in Canada. If you have not, that's not on here because I make it more general because we've got people all across Canada and all across the USA. It's a great app if you're in British Columbia. Also, one of the things that I like to talk about is that there are millions of apps, okay, like millions of apps. Of course, I can't cover all of them. I'm going to cover the ones that I think are super beneficial to agents. I'm just going to stop my video so you don't have to look at me. Okay? You can just keep listening to me. And really, it's about saving time, saving money, and getting everything set up properly. And what I did differently this time is anything that has a heart is actually on our website. If you go to agenttechmastery.com, where it says there, and it says top apps, top agent apps, those ones I've listed there. Otherwise, we'd have, we keep changing apps, but the main ones that we always recommend agents use are there. Okay. Other ones some of them are just kind of fun stuff. Okay, so let's get started. Has anyone put in what their favorite app is other than Really Trusted and WhatsApp? Yes, for sure. I totally agree. WhatsApp is not on here, but it is a fabulous app. One of the things that, now maybe not as much, is anybody back doing, because I know everyone's in different regions doing open houses yet. I mean, I don't know if it's ever going to get back to how it was before, but I do think that you've got to be concerned a little bit with safety and security, whether you're a male or a female, okay? Because we've heard some horror stories, right, about what is going on out there. There are lots of apps that I know that have been created in the last couple of years. A couple that I would like to just recommend is the Protect app. And this is, I know Meredith actually, because I spoke with her at a conference and we became pals, and she told me the story why she is an agent, but she created this app because of something that happened to her personally. And she almost got attacked at an open house. And she was so fortunate that two guys broke in at the very end. I think it was a 4:00 ending. And they came in and started attacking her. And thank goodness that a family came, and the husband thought he heard a commotion, and he came in after 4:00, thankfully, and broke up the guys fled, and nothing like truly bad happened. But she created this many, many years ago because of that. So there's lots of other apps, but really she calls it myprotectapp.com. And it alerts everybody. So you can say you're at an open house for 2 hours. It'll alert your people in your sphere. I think it's 6 people. If you have a problem or if something happens, they're notified. And I think the police can be notified too. So it's a very good app. Does anyone else know any other apps or have used apps out there for safety? Love to hear your story about it, because there are lots. I know this one, I've tested it out, but there are lots of other great apps that are for your security and safety. Okay. I don't see anyone answering, so let's keep going. Now, this is not new anymore, and there's lots of kind of different ways of being safe. The Ring app is one I'm really, really comfortable with. I've been using it for years. I know there's lots of other types out there, but if you're not familiar with this, and one of the things too that I like about Ring is that it also could be, or something like this, because they're very similar, other ones that are out there, is that you can also give this as a gift to a client, right? What a great gift to give to a client when they're moving into a place is a Ring doorbell if they don't have anything. So you can see who's there from anywhere. If you don't know how it works, you can speak to them, and it senses motion and sends notifications. So probably a lot of people have these types of things now. And I think for the cost, it's truly remarkable what you can do, right? You could be traveling somewhere when the world opens up again, and someone could come to your front door and you could talk to them. Like, it's pretty crazy, right? Janaki, you said SentryLock has agent safety alert. Awesome. Love that. You know what? I might actually, Ray, can you make a note of that I might actually look into that for the next one? Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very, very much. And again, like I said, it is a great gift for a client. They're not too expensive. I think they're a couple $100, and for their safety and security. Okay, and I'll just show you. This is one that this is a while ago, but we were traveling a while ago. And what year is that? I can't even read that, but we got notification that someone was at our place, and we're like, well, that's weird, because we're in this really secure townhouse area. It's like you can't get in unless someone's let you in. We're like, what? And then we literally could be wherever we are, just play the video. And if that person was actually at the doorbell, we could say, hey, could you leave it with the neighbors or leave it there or whatever, right? Pretty cool technology. Another one that I think is really interesting, I don't know why they call it the Pray Project. It seems like a weird name to me, but it's a cool piece of software that, you know, what you can use in addition to built-in trackers on your phone. And here's the thing, if you don't know this, that your Apple devices, your iPhone, your iPad and the Androids have their own features if you enable them, and you should, to be able to find them and track them. And if you don't know that, you should go Google that later, because I can't tell you how many times that it's come up and handy, right? You leave your phone somewhere, like, where? Well, you just log on for Apple devices to iCloud and you can find where it is. And so Pray Project goes a little bit deeper into it. So what they do, sorry, I hit too fast. Yeah, what they do, and that's a horrible picture, but what they do basically is that the last time I checked is that you could have 5 devices for free. And so you could have a couple laptops, a computer, a couple phones. And basically what it is that if someone steals the device, you go in and you say, oh, it's lost or it's stolen. So if it's lost or stolen, it actually takes a picture of the front and back and the GPS location and sends it to you. So you could see who the thief is. That's me being a thief on the right-hand side, and the other side showing wherever I was at that time. And then it's showing the GPS location of the device. It's pretty cool, right? And if you wanted to actually, oh, sorry, hold on, I'm just looking at this. If you really wanted to buy it, I don't think it's that expensive either. So you could buy a family plan and check it out. Okay, pretty cool. Anybody heard of Pray Project before, or use Pray Project? Prey. Okay, no answers. Okay, so passwords. This one actually is on my website because it is awesome. Okay, it is awesome. Now, I know we also have many choices for password savers. 1Pass, LastPass. I've been using Roboform for, I'm going to say it's probably been a decade now. It is unbelievable. Is anyone else a Roboform user? Love to hear. I love her. You made me aware of it. Yeah, right. Because I do talk about it all the time, because it is a lifesaver. So listen, you do not put your passwords in Outlook. I've seen people doing this. If you're an Outlook user, you don't put it in your contacts. You don't put it on a spreadsheet. You don't put it in a manual or a notepad on your desk, because that's where the thieves know to look. Okay, they know where to look for passwords. Now, one of the things people always ask me is, how secure is something? Well, you know what? They have to spend a lot of money on encryption and security, because that's their job, right? And what I would always recommend to people, no matter what password service you use, is that you have the main or master password that you're entering all the time to get into Roboform, for example, to be complex. Okay. And complex means numbers, letters, symbols, right? Please do not use your password that is your year of birth, your child's name, your dog's name, and your year of birth. Like, people know that. Please do not also put in the same password for all of your things. That is the worst case scenario ever. Okay, you need to use complex passwords. Yeah, so if you go to my website, you get a little bit of a deal. I don't know, because they keep changing it, but I think it's 20% off. I'm not positive. It's not expensive, Mohammed. It is I always buy a 5-year license. And I think I paid $100. So like probably $20 a year. It's totally worth it. So what I'm going to do today it's totally money well spent. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. I'm going to show you, I can't show you everything because it really is, my passwords. You can't see my passwords, but I'm going to show you some stuff. Okay. So let me I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to flip this over here so you can see. Okay. You guys see my browser now, okay? So I want you to understand how password keepers work, and generally this is how they work. Of course, I'm using Roboform, but other ones are similar. Just please stop using those other things that I told you about, okay? So in Roboform is an extension. So if I wanted to log on to Dyson or GoDaddy or whatever, I have a program for agents. So if I wanted to log on to the program for agents, if it's not in this list, these are my last ones I've logged into. So I could type ATM. It'll say everything that says ATM. I can tap in here and it would automatically push the password, the log on, and get to the program. Okay. And it remembers things. So if it's the very first time I'm logging into something, and I can't think of anything I have to log on to, but if it's the very first time and you're setting up your password and your log on information, it pops up a little box that says, hey, do you want to save this? And I go, yep. And then next time I just go to Roboform and I log on with it. That makes sense. Okay. The other cool feature that I'll tell you that Roboform has is it's called Identities. And in the Identities, for me, I've set up myself, my husband, my mom, an uncle I help out with stuff. And so if my mom says, oh, I really want to buy this, whatever, I'll go, okay, I'll go do it for you, because she's really great with computers, but sometimes she gets confused about certain things. So I actually have all her info. So I just go to wherever she said to go buy the stuff, and it'll input her address, her name, her credit card, her 3-digit code, and all the information required, right? So it's super easy. I don't have to go get her credit card. So I have everybody's information right at my fingertips. It's cool. And then one other tip, did you have to buy Roboform Family for this purpose? Oh, that's, so you must have already looked at him. Very good. So you know what? No, for what I just did, no. I can have as many identities as I want. I did buy a family plan. So I gave one to my husband, I gave one to our assistant, so that people can have their own Roboform platform, that they don't use mine, right? But the identities, like Terry could have his own identities on his own Roboform. I have the people I manage, and then I have Terry's on there if I ever need to know his driver's license or his passport or information like that. Okay, it's super cool. I honestly cannot recommend it enough. And it takes some time to get all your passwords in there, but it's totally worth doing. And then one thing above what I do also, which has come in super handy, so I'll share that with you as well, is that I'm going to open up Roboform. Don't look at my passwords. Okay. Oh, actually, this is things like this. I literally did this morning. So my mom has a Nest thermostat, and she didn't know how to. She said she changed the filter, and she didn't know how to tell the Nest that she changed the filter, because it tells you every 3 months to check the filter. Pretty cool. So when I set it up for her, I kept her email and password. And so I just logged on and I said, yes, you changed your filter. Like that kind of stuff, right? Like how it makes it so much easier. And then also inside here, I have sometimes we set them up as what we call safe notes. So like this, I keep anything to do with anything that I've purchased over $100. I put it in Roboform at the serial, where I bought it. If there's a 1-800 number, anything that I may need in the future if something breaks down, right? It's so handy if you get into that mode. Okay, pretty cool. Does that make sense, you guys? It's pretty cool. What did I do with? Yeah, I think we're good. Is it also a form filler? Yeah, it's totally a form filler. And is there an app on the phone? Yes, there's an app on the phone. Yes. And here's the thing It is so great on the phone as well, because you're going to go log on to something and then you turn on passwords. It is a learning thing. And Paul says he likes the autofill too. Yeah, it's a learning thing. The app is a little bit different on the phone, but I love it. On the keyboard, when you're logging on to something, an app or something, you can just tap the password and then it auto populates it. It's so cool. Question: how does it compare to Google Chrome's built-in password saver? Oh my gosh, Mohammed, I think you're a plant in the audience. You know what I'm going to do right now? I was going to save this later for the end, but well, I'm sure. No, it's good. Don't apologize. I love that question. So I was going to talk about this anyhow, but it's because it's kind of been brought up. I'm going to bring it up now. So I want to talk about Chrome. And it's an app, right? So it qualifies for best app ever, I think. So we've got browsers that we can use, right? Like Edge and Firefox and Chrome, and I'm trying to think of Opera, Safari. Those are browsers. So essentially they all get us to the internet, and they're different vendors per se, different suppliers, different people who create them. Now, I love Chrome. I'm going to show you how to do this on Chrome. If you love Safari or Edge or Firefox or some other browser, there is a way to do what I'm going to show you on those browsers. Okay, but I can't show every single browser. So I'm going to talk about Chrome. So here we are. You can see that this is my Chrome browser. Actually, you guys, is anyone using another browser other than Chrome? I don't know, it's pretty popular, but other people use other browsers. I know there's Duck something. Anyone using something different? I don't see anyone putting anything in. Okay, perfect. So I'll tell you, one of the best things that you can do is organize your browser. Do we not live on this all day long? All day long, right? So you want to make it easy for you. So what I do is I create bookmark folders, and every time I log on, I can go to wherever I need to go. So all these things up here are folders, and some are static that I keep them there all the time. And others like I'm taking a Facebook ad course. Once I'm done, I'll keep this, but this is what this is. All the notes I've taken, anything to do with this thing called Power Play that I belong to. Okay. Once I'm done, I would probably move it because it uses a lot of real estate up on my Bookmarks Bar. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to log on as somebody else. So you don't look at my stuff, and we'll start from scratch, just like you might be. Okay. Chrome has created, and I don't know why they've done this because it drives me crazy, but they've created this new thing that if you have multiple people logging on, every time you log on, it pops up and saying, do you want to create a new Chrome browser? If it's just you, please just keep saying no. Just keep your own stuff. Otherwise, you have to flip back and forth into the proper profile. So for example, this is my profile. Okay. So if I wanted to add another profile, let me just throw this over here. This is probably what you've seen. I'm going to sign in with a test account I've got. Okay. And the way I'm doing, how do I want to do this? Now I'm going to do it like this. So over here, I'm going to sign in with another account, a test account. Barney Darci test. Oh, what am I doing? And I'm going to put I should have done this through Roboform. Tap in here. And I'm going to log on. Okay, so now I'm logged on with Barney Darci test. And if I tap in here, don't tap on the photo up here, I'm going to say add. And now it should continue. Oh, see, it didn't. Chrome is, I don't know, sometimes it pops up and says, do you want to flip? I've tried to stop it from doing that, but let me just sign in with Barney and then we'll just use Barney. Barney Darci test. Did you notice I don't have to put @Gmail? Okay, and I don't remember Barney's password, so I'm not going to let you guys see Barney's password. So let me just, are you guys finding this interesting? Are you about how Chrome works, or should I move on? It's all about you guys, so you tell me. I think what I found, good, okay. What I found, you guys, is that I have been, let me just find Barney, and while I'm talking, I'm not good at multitasking here. Barney. Why is my thing not working? Of course, Barney. There's Barney. Okay, what's his password? It is, oh, it's that complex one that it's an auto one done by, actually, you'll never remember this. That's my password. Okay. All right. Okay, so now this is what happens. Okay. It says, do you want to turn the sync on for Barney? Okay, so I say, yes, I'm in. So now it says, okay, what do you want to be a different color, whatever. I'm just going to keep it as is. I want you to just see what's happened here. So first off, there's two different things here. You could be logged on to your Google account, and then this is something different up at the top. That's your Chrome profile, right? There's two different things going on here, but it confuses people. Now, whenever you see anywhere on any browser, a thing that says error, a red exclamation mark, a thing that says update, please do not disregard that. I see a lot of times people just disregard that and they continue on, and then I come and help the people who in my program, and I go, well, what's this? And they, oh, I don't know. Notice it, right? Try and be aware of little things that are, flashing, like doing something. All this is saying is that there's extensions to the browser, and do I want them? Do you want Roboform password on there? Yes or no? Okay. Yeah. If I enable it, it's going to show. I'm going to show you this. This is a stupid thing that Google has done recently, which I didn't like. I'm just going to say yes to all these. It's finding that I'm a user, and it's saying, I think you should add these as a Chrome extension. Okay. So this is something new-ish that drives me crazy, and now it may make sense to you. I don't know why they do this. So the little jigsaw thing, I think it's a jigsaw, so it looks like to me. It doesn't show the extensions I just enabled until I tap here and I pin them. Watch what's going to happen. You'll see Drive, Roboform, and WebThreat as soon as I pin them. See that? It never used to do that. It drives me crazy because I don't think most people know that. They're just like, where'd my stuff go? Right? It's really, really crazy. So I'm just gonna look at you guys for a second and explain Roboform again, or not Roboform, Chrome. So I have a program for agents that run through, and we've actually added a module about exactly what I'm telling you, because most people don't understand the power of setting up bookmarks, having it look the same no matter what computer you go in. So if Barney came to my house, logged on with his Chrome profile, once we set up the bookmarks and all that stuff, and passwords, if you're going to use Chrome as a password keeper, I think that was one of your questions, Mohammed, then it's all attached to the Barney Chrome profile. And then when Barney's done, you can log Barney out by going to here, edit, over here. This is what I would do if I was using someone's computer just one time and then I'm never going to come back here and I'm Barney, I would say delete. Okay. But if I'm going to be back and forth, Darci can log on with her Chrome profile, Barney can log on with his, right? So if now I'm Barney, little multi-personality here, and now I'm Darci, there's my profile. Now Barney comes back and here's Barney's profile. Make sense? Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to show the Bookmarks bar. Okay, so to do that, and this is another really great tip, is that if you are on a piece of software and you can update your profile or edit something or change something, always look for the gear icon, the 3 dots or 3 lines. Almost always that is where you can do something. In this case, it's the 3 dots. I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to say bookmarks. And then I don't know why it doesn't show by default. In my opinion, I think it should show Bookmarks Bar. There's my Bookmarks Bar. Okay. So Barney's a real estate agent, and and there's multiple ways of doing the same thing. Okay. I'm going to show you one way. There's multiple ways. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say add a folder. And I'm going to call it RE for real estate. I like to shorten things because depending on how many things you have, real estate on the bookmark bar, if you spell out everything, it just takes up too much room, if that makes sense. Okay. So now let's say, I don't know, MLS, Paragon, let's just say this is where you're going to log on. Okay, I'm just going to add things. I just want you to understand. So this may be one of the real estate things. You go to the star, and because the very first time I have to say I'm in real estate and done, now this is going to be here. Okay, if you're a DocuSign user or AuthentiSign, doesn't, oh, I didn't spell it right, DocuSign. So let's say, let me just go here, DocuSign. And then you go to log on, okay, log in. Yep. And then I want to bookmark this. So I tap here. It stays on the last one. Yeah, I can do it again, Susanna. And good morning. DocuSign. And again, what I do is, I'm just going to tell you what I do. I don't like the long things that the internet picks up. So I'd probably just put DocuSign, and then it's under real estate. So now let's say, okay, I also want a personal folder to put personal stuff in. I am on the Bookmarks bar. I right click. I think this is what you wanted, Susanna. You say add folder, and I'm going to call it personal. Okay. So now I've got real estate with 2, and I've got personal with nothing yet because I haven't put anything there. Okay. Does that make sense? So as you can see, I'm going to go back to mine just so you can see so many things that I do. Anything to do with Facebook. I do a lot of stuff with Facebook. So I created a folder called Facebook. My personal page are, we have my Facebook group, my ads, what to do if my ads are rejected, my Facebook business page. I've got current members of our Facebook group. I put anything really to do with Facebook inside the Facebook part, okay? Let me just read this. Susanna, do you need me to do that again, or did you get it? And then if you can answer, Christine, is it true that you need to provide a birth date to set up your Google account? And it often gets reminder to provide my birth date when I sign in. Well, yeah. So yes, I believe they do. And I think that is a good idea, because I can't tell you how many times people, whatever email address they're using, when you set it up, they will ask you certain things, because if you forget your password, and it is always you, it is not them, okay? It's always you. And if you forget your password, that they'll want to know, like if you put in your mother's maiden name, your birth year, and if you don't put in the right one, you're not going to remember what one you put in, okay? Does that make sense? So yeah, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but for almost all apps now have created a lot more security. So we now have 2-factor authentication. Every time you log in, you have to get sent a code, text code, or an email with the code, which is, for me, it's painful because I work with a lot of agents and I'm helping them with their stuff. And every time I'm like, right? For you, it's awesome. So don't ever get mad about that kind of stuff, because it's for your security. Okay. You don't want anyone breaking into your bank account or into anywhere. Okay. Let me just see here. Questions. How do you transfer bookmarks that are already being created into a folder? Very good question. So you know what? I always, sometimes I don't like, I'm going to show you how to do that, but I want you to know that we have got the world at our fingertips. So how do I export my Chrome, if I'm using Chrome, bookmarks? So if you don't know the answer, somebody else has asked that question. Now, how do you do it is another thing is, again, what do? 3 dots, 3 lines, the gear, 3 dots. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to settings this time, the back end of Chrome and all the things that are associated with it. Import bookmarks and settings. That's how you import it from other spots. And then there's an export as well. So just Google that and you'll figure it out. Okay. Let me go up here. I'm going to go back to Barney and I'm going to close this and this. And now we're back here. So how do I create another folder? So let's say that we want to have a social media folder for all our LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, whatever else. Okay. So all I'm doing is I'm just on this white space here and I'm right clicking. Okay. And I'm just going down here and I'm saying add folder. And then I would call this, I would probably do SM, but I'm just going to do social media. media. And now there's my folder. Okay, awesome. Okay, perfect. So then let's say I'll just do Facebook again. Okay, I'm going to log on to Facebook. And let's pretend I'm logged in. I just tap here and I go. Now, let's say I do this. I don't remember what Darci said and I just say done. And then it's here. I'm like, oh, I meant to put it under social media. Well, guess what we do? We drag it over here. How cool is that? So now it's here. Isn't that awesome? Now do you guys, I have lots I could talk about Chrome, but do you want to talk about other apps? What's the consensus, you guys? What do you think? Because there is some other cool things about Chrome, but I don't want to get too sidetracked if nobody's interested. Let me know. And then we'll just move on, okay? Other apps, okay? Everybody else? Okay. Okay, let's talk about other apps. So just know that there's a whole bunch of things to know about Chrome, okay? It is so powerful. It will save you so much time. And any other browser also has similar settings, okay? I'm gonna stop my video again. I'm gonna get back to the apps. Let me close this and we're back to, yeah, perfect. We're back to the passwords. Okay, let me hold on. Where's there it is. Okay, so I went from Roboform to, and I don't even think I answered your question. I got sidetracked. So one of the questions was, and it's very important for you guys to also understand this, is Roboform different than saving your passwords in your browser? So in your Chrome browser, Safari, Edge, I personally do not recommend saving. It is by default. That is usually what people do if they don't write it down elsewhere, is they save it in the browser. But also the criminals know to look there as well, right? The thieves, right? So I don't like it. I save nothing in my browser to do with passwords. I use Roboform for everything, okay? And once you install Roboform as an extension on your browser, it'll actually say, is that what the one you want to use? And it stops keeping it in Chrome, okay? Okay, here's another one that I have put on our, on my website, agenttechmastery.com, top apps, and it is about testimonials. Okay. So what do you guys use right now? So just curious, do you manually get someone to email you and then you copy that and you paste it into your website? Do you use Google? Do you use another testimonial site? Nothing. What do you do for your testimonials? And you know, no judgment. I won't even say your names, whatever you put on there, no worries. But I always like to tell agents about what we do and what is successful and what works. Okay, so perfect. Oh, then I has a plant in my audience as well. Perfect. So I am going to talk a little bit about Rank My Agent. And now there are lots of other ones out there, but I'm going to tell you why I like Rank My Agent. For our American friends, she's just getting into the US, and if you are looking at, she's looking for some agents to work with her. Riti is the founder of Rank My Agent, and I've got to know her just because I like the platform. And so we've chatted, and she's a friend now, and she is expanding into the US, which is super amazing. But what I want you to always look at when you're looking at third-party testimonial sites is, does it link with realtor.ca for the Canadians and realtor.com for the Americans? Because why would we want to, use something that doesn't link to where the people are looking? I mean, are the people, when they're searching for properties, are they going to your website or are they going to the MLS? Right? Probably MLS, probably realtor.ca or realtor.com. Okay. So this is a while ago. I think Terry's at 90 something now. So this is how long ago this was, a couple of years ago. But basically what's awesome about this is that, let's say Terry's at a listing presentation and the other agent just manually copies to his website. So I think they're looking there. And if they're searching between Terry and somebody else, and they go here and see Terry's got a bunch of 5-star reviews, and they go there, they're all third party. We know they're not made up because they can't be on a third party site. Could he get more business because of that? And then also with these guys, and probably all the other ones too, it ranks higher. So if you went and searched Curiosity, you would see Rank My Agent probably 5th or 6th. So your clients will see that too, right? Pretty amazing, I think. And if you're a Remax agent, this is another benefit, is that it also links with the remax.ca profile and global profile. Okay, so this ranking will show everywhere, which is pretty cool, right? Then the other side of it, let me show you live. I'm going to do this live again because I like showing you guys live stuff. The thing that is pretty cool about Rank My Agent and other third-party testimonial sites, they all do the same thing, is that you don't have to think about this. So you don't have to copy and paste every time you get a new review. You can put what we call a widget on this. This is what this is. This is a widget on Terry's site. And the widget puts, we said, I think put 5 or 6, however many, you could put 20. We just did that. And if people want to see more, they can go here and go find more. But this is the last 5 or 6, right? It's just a code here that sits here that we do not ever have to go and copy and paste whenever there's a new review. Automatically happens everywhere. Pretty cool, right? Any questions on this? No, we're good. And again, I personally don't think it's expensive. It's like, I think most of the ones I've looked at are like $100 a year, $120 a year, something like that. Pretty amazing. Okay, for the money. And I can tell you that Terry has got deals directly from Rank My Agent, because people search agent in wherever he comes up, they call him, they do a deal. We've been using a Rank My Agent, just Rank My Agent since, what is it, 2019. Okay, 19, 20, 21. So a couple years. And I think the last time we checked, it was something like he has made 100 and something thousand in gross commission directly from Rank My Agent. Okay, directly. Let me just see here, questions. Is it easy for clients to use? Yeah. So if you went here, let me just show you. We go here. We have an automatic email in our CRM that at the time that they love you still, right? Not when things have gone haywire. You send an email and say, blah, 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 blah. Here's a link. And it's just a slider system. Let me just find it here because I don't have the link. I'm not logged on. Let me just view profile. There you go. Write a review. This one is just really a knowledge of neighborhood experience. They're just sliders, right? And then you write text, and then that's like, it's pretty cool. Okay. Is it easy for clients to use? Yes, it is. How do we set it up to link with Facebook business page? That's a question for somebody else. There's one called Podium app that will post to other sites. Still learning about it. Okay, cool. Ray, can you take note of Podium app? I'll take a look at that. Thanks, Paul. Sure. Thank you. How's it different from Google reviews? Well, so good question. How is it different from Google reviews? Well, it's a different platform for sure. Google also, so what's great, I think, about these third-party testimonial sites, let's say, and this has happened, I'm sure, to people, you can't really control what happens on Google. If you complain, they're not going to do much. But how it works with this is, let's say somebody doesn't like Terry. I don't know why that would ever happen. But let's say somebody anonymously sets up a fake email account and they send in a review to Rank My Agent and give them a 2-star. It won't get posted. Not immediately. They intervene and say, okay, what property did he buy or sell? What's going on? And there's some intervention prior to it being posted. On Google, it's not quite as easy. Okay. Can you remove Nick? Oh, I think I just answered your question, Mark. I think. Let me know if, yep. You mentioned you have sending auto for a CRM. What is the CRM you highly recommend? Okay, so at the end or anytime really, if you want to go to my website, agenttechmastery.com, and book a call. I don't recommend specific apps until I understand your specific situation, because What CRMs have you tried? Why didn't you like them? What's your domain? What email addresses are you currently using? Are you Apple? Are you Android? There's so many questions I have to ask you before I recommend anything. And maybe you're using something, but it doesn't integrate because your email isn't the proper type of email. Okay. So book a call, it's complimentary, and we'll see if we can even help you. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Let me get back to the slideshow. And here, oh, I think I mucked up on my, oh, hold on, let me get back. I gotta turn on my notes so I don't forget to tell you stuff. And then I have to go back here and say full screen. Okay, we're back in business. Okay, so I really do like how Rank My Agent works. There are other ones out there, like I said here. Real Satisfied works with realtor.com, and I'm pretty sure again another USA one is my tree, something tree. I just went blank, but it is on my website. Okay, and with these guys with Rank My Agent, just I'm not sure if it's still 15%, to be honest with you, but you get some kind of deal if you mention me, because I always go after companies and say, hey, give us a deal if we recommend you, but Real Satisfied wouldn't. And Testimonial Tree, that's the other one in the US. Okay. Okay. Now let's start talking fun stuff. How are we doing for time? Not bad. Just quickly, I'm sure everybody's heard of BombBomb by now, right? BombBomb is a great way to send videos to your clients and track opens and quickly, you know, I think BombBomb is great for the app on the phone to quickly send a video to somebody. If you don't know it, check it out. It's a great tool. Okay, I don't want to kill BombBomb to death, but there's lots of other people that talk about BombBomb. Anyone use BombBomb? No, yes, I think it's great. Another free-ish tool, free-ish. It does have a free version. This is on my website as well. I have been using Loom. Anyone using Loom? Loom is an amazing piece of software. I pay for it because I love it. But it's an amazing piece of software that when you're trying to show people something on a window on your computer, even on your devices, it works on your devices. It is amazing. Yeah, you can show yourself, kind of like BombBomb. It's kind of like Zoom, actually. I could show myself or not. I could show myself in the video or not. I've seen agents use it where they might pull up a map on Google and talk about, or Safari, whatever, and talk about a house that someone is looking at. Oh, here's where it is, and they can draw on it, and they can do all this stuff, and they create this video, they send the link, and then the client can communicate either back by email or inside the actual video. It's pretty cool. Okay, Loom, I have been using Loom for, I don't know, 3 years or so now. I absolutely love it. Would not live without it. Okay, Loom video. Confuse that with Zoom and Loom. I'm always messing that up. Loom and Zoom. Wordle. Oh, the video doesn't exist. Well, what the heck happened? Ray, can you make sure that we fix that? But I'm going to show you guys live anyhow, because I think Wordle. Unfortunately, Android people, they said they were working on Android. I don't know if they've done that yet. I don't think they have. So you'll have to search for some editing tools that are for Android. So I'm going to try. This may not work. Sometimes going live, doing stuff live is not the best, but let's see. Let's see if this works. This is my iPhone. Well, this is not my iPhone. This is something else. Okay, there's my iPhone. I'm going to use Wordle. Okay, I'm just going to show you how easy this is to use. So I pre-put in, oh, isn't that weird? You can't see the top. Okay, I don't know why you can't see the top on this software I use, but there is a faces in that, but I'm just going to show you how this works anyhow. So you literally can take an image, and the app is free itself, but you buy the other stuff, right? Like if you want to put flowers and like this. Okay, isn't that cool? Okay, that took me like 2 seconds. I save it as a GIF. I post it on social or send it to people. Or you can, I have so many. There's some free ones, you guys. There are some free ones. I could put a little flower. Is this not cool? I just love this. I don't know. You can put smoke. Okay, I could put smoke. Little kids love this too. Okay, I won't do anything weird. Is it not cool? You guys seeing this? Come on, you gotta like this. It is the funnest app ever, and I'm sorry if you get totally distracted using this piece of software. What do you think? It's cool? Nobody cares? Oh my goodness, I think it's the best thing ever. And it like takes 2 seconds to do all this stuff, right? That makes sense? Wordle, okay? I honestly, I cannot say enough about that particular app. I love it. It is an, what app to show on cool, what app, I don't know what that means, Mark. That it's called Werbl, W-E-R-B-L. And it is, yeah, I just love it. So you pay for the different bundles of like the overlays. They're called overlays. Okay, super cool. Okay, other thing that maybe you don't know about. So I'm on a Windows computer, and again, I found this out over the years of working with agents that I'll show them and like, hey, how do you do that? I'm like, oh, you didn't know that? And I think that Windows and Mac, I think most people know about Mac Preview. Many people don't know about Windows snipping tool. And I'll show you, this is free. They come with both operating systems, and it's pretty cool. Let me just see. How did you show your iPhone? Oh yeah, it's called Air Server. Sorry, yeah. It's pretty good, but sometimes you get that weird little thing. Like, I don't know why you guys couldn't see the top. I don't know. I probably could play around and figure that out, but not live. Okay, Air Server. I can't remember the cost of that. Okay, so what Windows snipping tool is, I'm going to just stop this for a second so you can see. So on your taskbar, I'm up on the latest Windows here, but see, if you don't know where it is, you tap on, actually here, you can do it on the search, and you just type snipping. Oh, if you could type, right, snipping. Oh my goodness. Live, and it's this guy right here. Okay, and I have put it on my taskbar. If you do not know how to do this, you right click and you say pin to taskbar. That's why I see this here. I pin every single app I use all the time. If you saw my desktop, I have nothing on my desktop. Everything I use: Loom, Chrome, snipping tool, a calculator I had open, Air Server, Zoom, Roboform. These are all pinned to my taskbar. Okay, so what snipping tool do is that if I want to take an image, let me just show you, it's up here. I could say do a rectangular mode, do the full mode, freeform. I don't like doing freeform. Do you want to delay it because you want to bring a menu down and show someone the menu? You just go new. It's always going to go to my, oh no. And let's say I want to take a snapshot of this. I just take a snapshot. And here it is. I can highlight it and show people whatever. I can do whatever, and then I can save it or send it. It's just, it's free software. Mac Preview, same idea. It's awesome. Okay, any questions on that? Nope. Okay, let's get the slideshow back up. Could you please show how to pin it to the taskbar again? Yeah, for sure, because it's going to save you a ton of time. So you find the app that you want to pin. So let's say it's Word. I don't use Word, but I still have it installed. So that's a good one to use, Word. Okay. And you search for it, you find it. I go over here and I say pin to taskbar. Okay, watch what I'm going to do. See on the bottom, as soon as I pin it, we'll see the Word symbol. Pin. Now it's there. Now if I want to open up Word, it's sitting on my taskbar. Cool, right? Yeah, okay. Good. Okay, and let me just see. I already talked about Chrome. You know, I really wanted to add this. I added this because I think it's not an app, but it was life-changing for me. And I don't think I've ever talked about Clever Fox. I'll talk about 1 minute on Clever Fox. Actually, I'm gonna unvideo myself here because I use this every day. Okay, I started using it last year. It's a goal planner. It's a weekly, monthly goal planner. And I can tell you guys that I don't like writing things down. I've never really kept a diary. I've never done any journaling, but I also know that it's really beneficial to write things down for them to actually happen, right? So I searched and searched and searched for something that kind of worked with my brain, because I don't want a journal. I don't want it to be a diary, but So I discovered this Clever Fox planner, and honest, I cannot tell you enough about this. It is life-changing. You can watch videos online on how it works, but it really is a personal and professional goal planner. And for agents, Terry uses one too. We started at the same time. And when you focus on things, I don't know, they just happen. Things just happen and work out because you're focusing on these things, right? Truly life-changing. Okay. Clever Fox planner. Make sense? Anyone else use anything similar? Nebo is the same on an iPad. Okay. So here's what, I don't know Nebo, Mark. I'll look into it. Ray, can you write that down for me as well? What I discovered is that in all the kind of research I've done about this stuff is that the physical pen, paper, writing things down does something apparently to the brain. And apparently it's not the same when you do it on a device. Now, I don't know, but right, it's pretty cool. How did you send a recording? I don't know what you mean, sorry. Do you use a digital pen? No, oh, you use a digital pen. Yeah, okay, so that's probably like also Remarkable. I have Remarkable. I don't use it for that. I still find this, looking at this, because you're also doing, what's interesting about this too, let me share you some personal stuff here, you guys. Like this, you do a visual board, and I know you could do that on digital ways as well. But I don't know, there's nothing replacing this by going through magazines and cutting and pasting and having a little art project. And so, but I would love to check that out. I'm going to go check it out. So thank you. Okay, I'm going to stop looking at you guys again. Let's just see how we're doing. Okay, SaneBox, we're almost, oh, good. SaneBox is an amazing, I've used SaneBox now for, again, that's on my website. You do get a deal. Ray, I don't know if you've updated the SaneBox link, because we were just talking to the vendor. Again, when I like a product, I try and talk to the vendor and see if they have a deal. I can't remember. It's not expensive. Again, this one is something like $100 a year, something like that. But it cleans out your inbox. It starts to learn what are newsletters, and it throws it in a folder and gets it out of your inbox. It learns receipts. I'll go into, no, I gave you the link, Ray. So I'm seeing it. I responded. I put the link in there. So can you put the link in here so people have the newest link? I did that this morning. Okay. So sorry, we're just talking in the chat. We'll give you the right link. So I think they give a better deal. We were just talking to the SaneBox people. So basically, every invoice you ever have, it recognizes it, puts it in a folder, keeps it out of your inbox. It does these reminder things that you can, and I use this a lot. I want to be reminded. I actually do this every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, I batch bill paying. I don't pay bills when they come in. I batch them. So every 2 weeks, I pay my bills and I water my plant that needs to be watered every 2 weeks. So I do a SaneBox reminder saying, it literally says every 2 weeks at sanebox.com. I say what I need to do. I put it in the email. I send it. Then every 2 weeks it comes in. You can say every 2 Fridays, or you can do whatever. I've got a ton of them that I do. Is it like Thunderbird? I don't think so. If I remember Thunderbird's, I might be wrong. I thought Thunderbird was an email platform. I might be wrong, Lise. Ray just put in the SaneBox. I don't remember what the deal is now that you get with that, but there's the link. That is not the current link, is not on my website. It'll be done shortly. I think you're correct. Yeah, I think I'm not sure, but I think so. Okay. The other thing that I love talking about is Fiverr. That isn't on my website. It probably should be. Fiverr. Has anyone used Fiverr? Yes, no. Does it work with Gmail? Yes, SaneBox works with many different platforms. Yeah. Okay. Fiverr is, it used to be, this is a long time ago, my friends. Okay. Fiverr used to be $5. You used to pay $5 to get stuff done, a logo, whatever it might be. I think that started off with like little logos and things like that. It is no longer $5, but if you're looking for someone that specializes in editing YouTube videos or logos or HTML coding or something that you're not good at, Fiverr is amazing. I have used it for many, many years, for many, many, many different things. And it is, when I'm like, I know I'm not an expert in everything. I know a lot of stuff about certain things, but I'm not an expert in certain things. I go to Fiverr and I look for experts. Okay. Fiverr is amazing, amazing. Zapier and Ifttt. So these two are really interesting to talk about. So Zapier, they're similar but different. Okay, Zapier is there's free versions of both of these. And does anyone use Zapier or Ifttt? Just curious, whoever's here. Okay, so Zapier creates these automations and what they call zaps, and it's harder to master, I think, than Ifttt, but Ifttt is, if this happens, then do that. This is a programming term back in my programming days, Ifttt. If this, then that. So let me talk about how it works, because it's pretty cool. We'll talk about Ifttt first. So they call recipes, okay? And so these are like, there are millions of recipes, okay? But this is just some. Email you if someone mentions you on Twitter. If you don't have the notifications on, or you don't want to log on to Twitter. Email you the forecast every day at 7 a.m. Back up all text to a spreadsheet or doc, Androids, Apple, no. If ring motion, this is like things like this, just think about this, you should go look it up. If your Ring doorbell has a motion, then turn on the light during dark hours, right? It's pretty amazing. And then let's say find real estate leads on Twitter. Anyone who says open house or house hunt or house hunting or moving soon or moving to or headed to or for Banff or whatever your area is, anyone mentioning these things, it'll tell you and you can join in the conversation. Don't be creepy. Okay, don't be creepy. Let me see, Mohammed. Zapier is awesome. I connected it to Streak. Oh, Mohammed's a plant in the audience, because if you're set up properly, Mohammed, you might want to book a call. You should not be having to use third-party integrations for a CRM and email and contacts and calendar and all that stuff. Okay, there's many ways for things to break when stuff like that happens, but I totally get it. And we're going to talk about how Zapier can work, but let's just, so Ifttt, check it out. It's super cool. And you can do many things personally and for business in Ifttt. Now, Zapier is a little bit different. We call them zaps, and we use this a lot for various things. But what you want to look at is you could tell it when a lead comes from some source, add it to some other source. Make sense? Send in every new YouTube video, send it to Facebook, so you don't have to manually do it. Import your Facebook contacts to wherever. Okay. Create a Trello task from an email. Send a new CRM contact to Google Contacts or Outlook Contacts or Mac Contacts. Now, this part, though, you're using a third-party tool to do something because your systems are not set up properly. Okay, I have to really get you to understand that. I have a webinar on my website that talks about why this impacts your business and how much time and money it wastes, because a problem, and we've been using Zapier and Ifttt for a very long time, a problem with stuff like that is that it breaks. It can break, and it does break. And Ray will attest to that. How many times, like, oh my God, that broke, and we don't notice it for 2 weeks, then we're missing all these contacts and all this stuff, this automation, because it's automation, right? And it breaks because it's saying go to here, and if that here thing changed their connection, then it won't do what we asked it to do. Okay, really, really important to understand. Okay. Again, Mohammed, I know you can watch my webinar, or you can just book a call. And if you book a call with me, you guys, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions so I know your setup. Like, what CRM do you use? What's your email that you use for business? What's your personal email? What devices do you have? Because I can't recommend certain things, because I know with Streak, I don't think that's correct me if I'm wrong too, Mohammed, because I'm not positive, but is Streak a real estate CRM? Or is it a CRM? Two different things. Okay. So when I'm talking about this is my last little bit, and then we'll go review somebody, okay? The last little bit, because we're talking about, well, we're using Zapier to connect all these things, or PieSync to connect all these things. And the issue is what I see in this industry, and I'm trying to change it one agent at a time, is that agents are using incorrect from top down. And again, that webinar is on my website because I talk about it all the time. What's your domain? What is your email? Are you using Gmail or TELUS or Shaw, AOL, Yahoo, iCloud, @me? The iCloud and @me. Many Apple users don't realize that Apple takes over your contacts and calendar and sometimes your email on the device. And they're like, well, I don't use it. I just literally was helping someone yesterday. She says, I don't use iCloud. And so we went and yeah, she does. And there was 1,100 contacts there. She says, oh, that's where my contacts are. Yeah, right. Because every email address that you have, if you have 4 email addresses, every email address you have has contacts and calendar attached to it, has email, has a possible email folder structure. So your stuff's all over the place. It should not be. That's the problem. Okay. So really, really important to understand. Email is super important in your business, and you should not be using free email services. You should be set up on a proper email server in the proper plan with the right company. Okay. Okay. All right. So again, if you do want to chat, it's always on my website, agenttechmastery.com. Ray, I'll put it in the link as well. Oh, actually, I think I might talk about it. I'm just going to flip through this. If your stuff is set up properly, this is what should happen without having to have that Zapier connection. Everything should talk to each other if your business is set up from top down correctly. Okay. Okay. On my website, this is where you can go to my website and watch that video I just talked about. Number 2, we just updated my website. So if you go there, I love a comment about it. Don't be blind to your numbers. We created this cool calculator to look at, so you can look at your numbers and know, if you're not keeping in touch with your clients via automated and systematic way, how much money you might be wasting and losing. And then also we have these quarterly, I just created a quarterly review checklist, which I'm going to go through with somebody, hopefully in a minute, and a CRM vendor checklist. It's what questions you should be asking your CRM vendor. Okay. So those are the 3 things that you can get on my website. So that brings me to, who wants me to review their online presence? Whoever puts that info in there. Okay, let me just see here, because your clients are finding it. So let's go and look and get you to fix some things. If there's anything to fix, there might not be, but this quarterly review checklist that I offer to agents is exactly what we're going to do. Go here, search for yourself, and this is what we want to do to see what our clients find out about us. Because if you're going on a listing presentation and it's between you and somebody else and they don't really know you, don't you think they're going to go do a little Google research, right? Yeah, they are. And so what's your website say? What social platforms come up? Does Rank My Agent come up? Does Testimonial Tree come up? How's your profile on realtor.com or .ca, right? So does anybody want me, do you have any questions? And does anybody want me to review their stuff? Oh, come on. Nobody, but your clients are finding that out, right? Nobody is brave enough. That's okay. We'll end early if nobody wants. Okay. Is it Lise? Am I saying your name right? Lise? Okay. Lise got there first, Paul. Okay. So everyone really pay attention to how I'm doing this. And again, that checklist on my website, you can download that and get it. And so you ready? Okay. So let's say, I'm just going to go up here. Okay. So what we would do, right? Hold on. How do you spell your name? Hold on. I lost you here. Just a sec. Gotta get the chat back. There you are. Okay. So let's say I Matt Lise, and I'm just gonna Paradise Dash. Well, so I am going to go search for her and that other agent you just presented to me. Okay. I'm a client. And so this is what you should be doing at least once a quarter. Okay, I'm going to start my video again. Does that make sense? You really should be doing this at least once a quarter so you can see stuff that maybe you said it and forgot about it, and now you change the link and it doesn't work, and then I, the client, come and like all the stuff's broken, and then I'm like, what? Right? That makes sense? Okay, so a way to do this is, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to open in a new tab. Okay, I'm going to do all the ones that come up in the first little bit, and this is good. So the first one that comes up is her brokerage, right? Then this is her website, and then this is her Facebook, and then realtor.ca, and then LinkedIn, and RAW for Canadians. That's usually one that comes up frequently, and then we'll right click here, and I think that's it. So I'm just going to quickly go through this. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So when we look at this, you know, where do people, what do they look at first, right? I think just by nature first, okay, she's real. There's an image there. She's real. Hopefully that still looks like you, right? I don't know what you look like, but your photos should be within the last 5 years. I know it's hard for ladies who change our hair, but they should be within the last 5 years. And you shouldn't touch it up to look like you're, you know, 30 years younger. That's in my opinion. I've met people, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, right? So, because when we're live and in person, it's going to look that way. We can't, I mean, that's how we look. Okay. So then usually what people do is they'll go in here and maybe they want to know more about lease. Okay. So, oh, this is the Royal LePage profile. So that's fine. So we go here and we can look at, and here's the thing, you guys, that I have found so many times is that you have to log on to the back end of your brokerage. If most of the bigger brokerages, you have access to the back end, right? You want to make sure everything is correct. So, you know, this is all probably done on the back end of Royal LePage. Is the phone number correct? Is this personalized? Is the language is correct? Area of service. This is for all of you guys. You need to do this, right? You have to check out and make sure, is this correct? Does this go to the right? It looks like it does. All I'm doing is hovering over this and I'm looking at the bottom left. Okay. And I can see that it looks like it's the right website, but you know, to make sure, we want to tap on it and make sure it goes to the website. Okay. Okay. There we go. So now we've got her actual website. Now you are using an Apple, this is what I don't recommend. You're using an Apple email. Why are you marketing for them, right? Not yourself. Hopefully the phone number is not, this looks to me, I might be wrong. So let me just see. Jump tools, I've never heard of them. It looks to me like some stuff's missing here. So for one thing, the phone number should be clickable links. And so what that means, if I'm on my phone, I can phone you directly. These are not clickable links. So you have to imagine that that person has to know how to copy and paste that phone number, and rather than it being a clickable link. Okay. And then what we want to do is then we want to tap on here and tap on here, make sure this goes to where we want it to go, right? Oh, that might have been user error. That's me. Okay. And then we just want to look at this and say, okay, what about these? You know, that's generally what people might want to know. Is it standard stuff that people, a lot of this, I'm just telling you what I see. It looks like you have actually updated yours, but what I see is that agents pick a theme. They never look at it again. They don't update it again. It's the same theme that 100,000 other people do. So the indexing is not going to be great. You should at least customize your bio and your pages to make it sound like you. Okay, not that it's some standard boiler template that you used. Okay, it looks like you've done this, and I can tell that you used to be a stager or are a stager. I'm not going to read all this, but it looks good to me. Testimonials, that's what people want to know. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone here, not yours, but I've gone to a testimonial page and there's nothing there. Or I've gone to a link where it says a blog and there's nothing there. So you just want to go through it and you want to look at, like, does everything still look good? Okay, well, what does that mean? right? What's the point of this? Your area that, right? I don't know. Like, why use up real estate on the top that is kind of irrelevant? It could probably be on your footer, certain areas you service, right? So just make sure, like, just tap on everything, make sure everything looks good, the links still work, they go the right places, this isn't broken. I can't tell you how many times I've seen stuff like, I see this quite frequently, actually. If we go here, I think yours works, but let me just go, where did I see it? Oh, no, I don't know where I saw it. I saw Instagram or something like this. What I see sometimes is the URL changed or the link changed to that YouTube video, or you deleted the YouTube video, or you changed your URL to Twitter or Facebook, and then you forgot that all those links were other places, but your clients are going to see it, right? So just double check that. Okay, so off the website, otherwise it looks good. Oh, see, this is the clickable link. These are clickable links, but those other spots are not clickable links. So they did it in some spots and not others. So just double check that. Okay, then we go over here and this is perfect. So this pops up and then we go over here. Same, we want to make sure that on all social platforms, do we have a link to the same website, or did you change your website and forgot to tell people? And is it still work or is it broken? Is the same email here? Yep. Is that this is the same website? Perfect. That, I think that's the right phone number too. So that's good. Make sure that all the stuff on all platforms have your phone number, your email, your website, your brokerage name. Okay. So then we go over to LinkedIn. And this is one of the things that's interesting with LinkedIn is that by default, your phone number and your email address do not show up. You have to go on the back end of LinkedIn and make it a public profile. Because you think about it, it's like if I worked at the Royal Bank, I don't want to give you my mobile number, right? Or my email. We just use the Royal Bank website, but everything else. But for real estate agents, it's different. So I always tell people, go back into LinkedIn where the settings are and make your stuff public, okay? Because it's public everywhere else. So make sure the websites work, that this works, just make sure all the links work. I think we already looked at that. Perfect. And then we already looked at that. Realtor.com. So yeah, okay, so that's good. That works. So remember that rank my agent. So let's just say Terry and Lise were both showing me a listing presentation, and I go into realtor.ca and I search for Lise and I see this. And then remember we went to Terry's. I'm going to do the same thing because realtor.ca. And let's say I go here and I want to find Terry. I really should have this as a bookmark. This is what a client would do, right? Terry Ostie, let's see what he has to say. So see how Rank My Agent is linked with realtor.ca and it could be with realtor.com. Does that make sense? So if they're looking like this, this is the brokerage, this is the testimonial, this shows the office listings. And if we go back to Lise, this is good, shows the office listings, perfect. So the difference is really the Rank My Agent. Okay, perfect. LinkedIn we looked at already. This is REW. REW can't change much about, it just pulls the information from the MLS. What I have seen sometimes is that if you log in, the free version, you can only update some things and then they want you to pay. I don't know if it's worth it. If anyone uses REW paid version, please let me know. I'd love to know. We didn't find value in it, but you just never know. And then this is, I guess, this came up as well for staging. So staging training, you know, so I'm guessing this is your company. Let me just see. Oh, good. Okay. This does go back to you might even put on here some things. They may not know you're an agent, right? And I don't know the rules and regulations everywhere. So I don't know if you can or cannot. Oh, additional services, real estate broker. I would just wonder if you can update this somewhere that people know for sure that you're a stager and an agent. Okay. Otherwise it looks good. There's not a lot to change, but does that make sense? Because we do change things. Like I've seen people change their Facebook profile and they change the name or they add another one, a group or something, and that's the one they want to use. And then they forget that all the other spots go to the old one that doesn't work. Okay. I think that's it. The last thing, let's see. Yeah, you can go to apply. You can go to my website. We'll send you a follow-up email tomorrow with some links and stuff again. And let me just, I'm going to stop my share and look at you guys. Okay, perfect. And yeah, you're all good. Perfect. Yeah, you're welcome, Lise. So just do that, right? Download the little checklist that I have, and it'll show you step by step kind of what to look for. And to always have for agents, I wouldn't tell like any other industry really, put your phone number, put your email, put your brokerage. So no matter how people want to contact you, I want to text you, I can. I want to call you, I can. I want to email you, I can. I want to know that you're an agent. And, you know, I want to communicate how I want to communicate. So make it easy for them. Okay. Any other questions, you guys? Otherwise, we are good. And we'll let you know when we do the next webinar. Again, I think Ray's going to put in the apply link to everybody if you want to book a time. If you're booking a time with me, you will get a notification. If you don't get a notification, it didn't work. Okay. Okay. Let me just see. Hold on. There's the questions here. Is it okay to use 2 different browsers? Yeah, but why? You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing that with software, just pick a platform and use it. And you know what I mean? Because now you have to learn Edge and you have to use Chrome. So there might be reasons to use both. If some software only works on one platform, but it's usually Chrome. Like I don't think I've ever seen say, oh, it doesn't work on Chrome, you got to go use Edge. It's usually the opposite. Okay, so not a problem using 2 browsers, but why, right? Do you offer a review of all your areas just like you just did? Do you offer a review of all do you mean in the webinars? I do, Mark. Yeah. Put your hand up next time, faster. Okay, yeah, Linnea, I look forward to chatting with you again. I'm so sorry, I never cancel on people. I just had an emergency yesterday, so thank you for being patient with me, and I think I get to talk to you next week. All good. Thank you very much. Mark, I'm not sure, maybe email me. Okay, good. You guys have a good, oh my gosh, I don't even know what day, Thursday. Have a good Thursday. And we'll see you at the next one, and we'll talk to you later, okay? Thanks, Susanna, too. Okay, bye, you guys. See you, Ray. Talk to you soon.